I'm on holidays. It's the end of 2024, and I guess it's that time of the year where I think about what I've done this year, what I've achieved, and also start to think about what I want to be doing next year. I've also, spent some time reading, and I've been reading this book called Stolen Focus, and it's really inspired me to start making some changes in my life. So this book basically explains why it's so difficult to pay attention, and it's pretty obvious that our phone is the biggest distraction.
I've been trying to read this book, ironically, called Stolen Focus. I'm sitting here for the past 2 or 3 hours and I just have so much trouble focusing. The phone's going off, I had the TV on, just with vlogs playing in the background. I think I really need some type of digital detox or something. Maybe get a light phone or a dumb phone so there's not so much distraction or notifications coming through. Yeah, it's frustrating.
On average, I spend around 5 to 6 hours a day on my phone. That is insane. I think I could have been fluent in Japanese by now if I just spent the same amount of time learning Japanese. So that I don't get so easily distracted by my phone and notifications and doom scroll for hours on end, I'm going to start decentralizing certain functions of my phone. Number 1, the camera function. So instead of using my iPhone camera, I'm going to start taking a dedicated camera that is just for documenting the day-to-day things. Number 2, the notes function. So instead of having to pick up the phone and type things in, I'm going to manually write my notes and bring around a journal with me everywhere. And number 3, the clock function. I'm going to just rely on my wristwatch, the manual, not smart, very dumb wristwatch. I'll quickly run you through my everyday carry items of 2025, starting with my film camera. This is my Leica M2 and I love it to bits. I bought it because it was green. Yes, I am a sucker for aesthetics, but I just love how it's brassed beautifully, and I just think it's a gorgeous piece to have and own and collect. It is a dumb camera though, because there's nothing automatic about it. Everything is manual, even the focus and exposure. So it all comes down to the decisions I make. It is challenging and I might not always get it right, but when you do, it's so satisfying. I feel so much more connected to the craft of photography when I use this camera. Obviously, the M2 isn't going to suit all situations. Like when I just want to go out for a walk, run errands, or commute to the city, or when it's raining and I don't have 2 hands to manually focus the camera. I recently picked up this Ricoh GR3X HDF edition because I just wanted something easily pocketable without compromising on the quality. I have some small digicams that I tried to kind of use on a day-to-day basis, but I always had this FOMO, what if I took a really good photo and it was only 3 megapixels and I couldn't, make large prints or submit it into a competition. So I love that I have 24 megapixels in my pocket that I could whip out at any time. I chose the 40mm as opposed to the 28 because 35mm is my most used focal length. I felt really at home with the 40mm and I just like getting up close sometimes. I love the macro mode on this. I can just get a bit more detail without too much distortion and kind of holding the camera too close to the object. I got the HDF version, which is the highlight diffusion filter, because I just love my photos to look dreamy, and I put pro mist filters on my lenses usually when I shoot on film, And yeah, this just makes it super easy to have that pro mist kind of glowy effect. Really loving this camera. I've been using it every day since I got it. I love physical notebooks, and I did the bullet journal method pretty consistently for the past couple of years, but I've just been finding that I would just want to journal more and have less of the admin of setting a bullet journal up. So a couple of months ago, I was in Japan and went to the Traveler's Factory. I went nuts in there and I picked up a few of the covers, refills, charms, brass keyrings, everything. And I am obsessed with this whole system. I love that you can have different leather covers and switch out the different refills as well. I feel as though this system going forward is going to suit my way of wanting to take notes and ideas and just write things down. I've also tried morning pages in the past, but I found it really hard to stick to writing to 3 full pages every day. So to help make it a bit more achievable, I picked up this passport-sized traveler's notebook. It's also my wallet now, so that I remember to bring it around with me everywhere and every day. The idea here is that if my mind starts wandering, I will pick this up and write notes, jot down my ideas, make lists, make things that I might just fall out of my head every now and then. And hopefully this will help replace, the temptation to pick up my phone and scroll through social media. Okay, finally, on to my newest obsession, Casios. Now, I remember as a kid, I used to have a silver one of these. And it just reminds me of that time when things were so much more simple. You didn't have social media, you didn't have apps. When you were bored, you would go out and explore, you'd read a book or hang out with your friends at their houses. So when I'm thinking about decentralizing my phone and wanting to really be intentional about the use of my time, these Casios really remind me to do that for myself. At around 50 to 150 Australian dollars, I find these just so cheap and cheerful. They come in a range of colours, styles and functions, and I can really see myself just mixing, matching with different outfits and for different use cases. At the time of this recording, I have 6 Casios in the collection, and let me tell you, it's not going to be the last. I'm definitely going to be adding more, and if you're keen to see more details about my collection, let me know. If you want to find out what worked, what didn't, if I have a complete meltdown, or if I end up doomscrolling even more than now, follow along. I shall report back on my progress and how I go on throughout the year. Bye!